Hey there folks, rinimt here, and welcome back to Let's Play Final Fantasy XIV Shadowbringers. In the last part, we did the dungeons out of 5.0, the post-game ones, and even explore moded them. And now it's time for In the Middle of Nowhere. Ah, Arya, have you seen Reen? She's been looking for you. Wait here, I'll go and get her. There you are! The truth is, I need your help. Now hold on, I haven't even told you what it is yet! After you defeated Emetsoke, I sensed a strange concentration of light somewhere far to the south. In the empty, the lands that were once swallowed by the flood. I can't tell what it is, but we have to find out. For all we know, it might even be another Light Warden. Whatever it may be, I don't intend to stand by and watch. Sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself. Thancred, Oriange, and I have a few theories that we plan to test out once we find whatever's causing this. The three of us were reluctant to ask for your help concerning everything that you've been through. The thing is, you're the only person who can defeat a Light Warden without becoming one yourself, so we have no choice. We don't want to jump to conclusions. It would be a good idea to have you there, just in case. So will you come with us? Perhaps we should let sleeping dogs lie. Yeah, sure, let's do it. Thank you, Arya. This means a lot. First of all, let's head to Derek and Almarang. Thancred and Oriange should have everything ready by now. So where is this Derek, you ask? Well, it's just right here. I hope the desert creatures didn't give you too much trouble on the way here. I doubt they posed any sort of challenge to her. Would that I could say the same with confidence about whatever fiend may be waiting for us out there. Even if the light that Reen sensed turns out to be nothing of consequence, the empty is hardly the most welcoming of places. Anything that can survive out there is not to be trifled with. Moreover, it should be reiterated that the light blasted wasteland poses as severe a threat as any foe we might face. In any event, then you just said, we are in agreement that this phenomenon doth warrant investigation, though for lack of more precise means of navigation, we must needs rely on Reen's innate abilities to guide us. I have formed several hypotheses regarding the nature of the light, but speculation is a poor substitute for first-hand observation. There'll be plenty of time for us to talk about it on the way. Is the sky slipper ready, Thancred? Ready to take us wherever we need to go, aye? Back again too, maybe, if we ask it nicely. Though the light hath been expunged from Norvrun, the ambient ether of the empty is still corrupted. Dangerously so, in fact. The flood of light devastated everything in its wake. The soil, the air, the water, all rendered incapable of supporting life. 'Tis due to this imbalance that the empty remaineth utterly and uninhabitable, even a century thereafter. That's why we're taking every possible precaution. Between the aetherometers I packed and Reen's unique abilities, we should be able to detect and measure any fluctuations in our alignments. According to the Custodian Scouts a few days ago, there won't affect us to any noticeable degree, but much longer than that, we risk becoming sin eaters. Since we don't know how chocobos in the Mara will fare in the empty, we opted for a more mechanical mode of transportation. This comes courtesy of the researchers at the Mean, who found it in the Crystal Tower and restored it to working order. It's quite safe, I promise. The person in charge said that he'll have parts delivered from the custodian should anything break. He seemed quite eager to see what we bring back from the empty, even though I told him we're not hunting for treasure. I'll introduce you if we have a chance to stop by more soon at some point. Anyway, I think that covers everything. When you're ready to leave, just say the word. Alright. What's the word, though? Alright, let's go. A name like the Empty, I wasn't expecting much in the way of pleasant scenery, but this is downright depressing. To look on the land swallowed by the flood with mine own eyes, 'tis a chilling sight indeed. Approximately 9/10 of this world are this, a slate all but wiped clean. Were it not for the warriors of darkness in Amphilia. Green, are you sure we're heading in the right direction? Yes, I'm certain. There's no telling how far away it is, though. Nothing for it but to keep going then. You two back there may as well take a nap. I have a feeling we've a good few moments ahead of us. I just think, yeah, take it out. Oh, I'm just gonna look at this empty scenery. That's what I would do. It's a hard time sleeping in cars, okay. I have to say, it's a touch larger than I was expecting. And is it sleeping? No, it's waking up. Don't like the sound of that. Is it a light warden? No, I don't think so. Instead of being filled with light, it is light. First Sin Eater. Long have I strived to unravel the mysteries surrounding the flood of light. Discover what set that terrible cataclysm in motion. Every thread led to the same conclusion, the same single point. Or single being. I have reason to believe that the entity we see before us is the first Sin Eater, the instigator of the flood, the very foe Amphilia vanquished a century ago. She gave everything she had and won. This abomination could undo her work. Aye, the possibility cannot be denied. Though it is oft said that destruction and creation are but two sides of the same coin. Ring, knowest thou of what I speak? Power to shape reality, to bend the laws of nature. For what was once shattered may be forged anew. That's all well and good, but don't you think we should give it a name first? Eden. Utopia in Fae, a most auspicious title. Now that that's settled, perhaps we should find a spot to set up camp. I even brought a couple of tents on the off chance, but pitching the damn things is something of a fine art. Does anyone fancy helping me? I never realized that putting up tents could be such a bother. Still, I'm glad that we got there in the end. Vanguard should be back from scouting the area soon. Once he's here, we can plan our next move. During the course of your investigation, you may discover valuable artifacts. These can be exchanged for equipment by speaking with Gulgul and Mortsuk or Yal Yal and Yolmar. Does it really still tell you to go there? I guess it still works. Deploy the core. What's taking Vanguard so long? Ah, there he is. Well, that was rather uneventful. Not that I'm complaining. Did you find anything? No, thankfully. There's not but barren piles in every direction apart from Eden, obviously. I tried pushing it, but the brood demons seemed to notice me. I thought best not to tempt fate, so I withdrew. I should act now, before it's fully awake. Meaning what exactly? When I think about the flow of light, I get the feeling that rather than destroying everything in its path, what it actually did was stop the flow of ether. Of course, that meant that all the plants, animals, and people here could no longer survive, that they must have crumbled to dust in the years since. But the ether is still here, lying dormant. If Eden is the one that caused it, maybe I can get it flowing again. I don't know for certain, but I think I can use Eden to bring life back to the empty. Now hold on a moment. What makes you think that's even possible? How do you expect to control that kind of power? Rian's aspirations may not be as preposterous as thou dost surmise. I believe Pamphylia halted the flow of light's advance not by destroying Eden, but by silencing it. In so doing, she had gifted us an opportunity too precious to waste. Even now, the flames of hope burns on. I, as Pamphylia's successor, stand it to reason that Rien doth possess the means to exert her will over Eden. But such a monumental task is not to be taken lightly. What sayest thou, Arya? I imagine this is easier said than done. Yes, you're probably right, but I have to try. Very well, Rien. You've made up your mind, so how should we go about this? I have an idea. I've been studying it carefully ever since we arrived, and it seems to me that the light is more concentrated at a certain point. I suppose you could call it the core? A giant talus has a core too. Like a beating heart, it controls the flow of ether. If Eden's core is the same, perhaps we could use it to restore the etheric balance? The theory is certainly sound. By employing Ethernet shards as beacons, mayhap we could trace the ethereal flow to Eden's core, and so doing secure the means to teleport to the very heart of the beast. Thankfully, the Settlement Council has kindly furnished us with a plethora of apparatus by which to perform such feats. However, we must needs first have Rien study the entity's interior and chart us a suitable course. Once we have reached our destination, I shall fabricate a means by which you may directly communicate with Eden, and mayhap exert a measure of control over it. You could really do that, Ariaje? All credit is due to a dear friend, a gentle soul long since departed, who imparted to me a wealth of knowledge concerning etherology. Although I'm certain she would be all too quick to chastise my methodology. Excuse me for interrupting this trip down memory lane, but I don't imagine that Eden will be too happy about us rummaging about it. Around this in its innards, for want of a better term. In all seriousness, though, I wouldn't be surprised if there is some sort of welcoming party arranged for intruders. Perhaps you would best lead the way, Arya? If that's true, it's true that she's the only one who can defeat a Light Warden. I'd rather not rely on her any more than we have to. Yes, I haven't forgotten what happened when she absorbed too much light. As Alice said, making promises you have no way to keep is not a kindness. Now, I wish I could put down wardens myself, but the simple fact is I can't. There's no point pretending I can. That's why I'm asking Arya. And perhaps I could. You already have a job to do, remember? The only reason that this plan even has a chance of success is because of your involvement. We need to concentrate on the task at hand and guide us to the core. Not only that, but you will have to keep an eye on Eden itself. If we somehow manage to make it angry, get us out of there. Are you sure you want to go through with this? It's what I do best! I won't let you down. Though we will remain here, Rien and I will do our utmost to guide thee along the ethereal stream. After thou hast breached the interior, we shall remain in contact via these link pearls, courtesy of our comrades in the Crystarium. Being relics salvaged from the Crystal Tower, I fear they may be somewhat less reliable than those to which thou art accustomed. Eden's Gate Resurrection is now accessible. Wow, that actually fought fast. So, I'm really hoping we don't actually have a high DPS party because we could potentially skip a very important part of the fight and we have to redo this. Yeah, that's the issue with Shadowbringers now. They don't have HP triggers as much. Be careful! Huge amount of ether are rushing to the core. Wait, what's that? Keeper of Knowledge, Eden Prime. I guarantee this character is gonna go boom. So we just mash this key. Yep. So this is Eden Prime with some lag because, well, you know, we don't give people a chance to load in. Spirit Paradise is a tank buster. And this is on a tank buster. Eden's Gravity is going to target every DPS. Or no, that's just general AoE. The next move targets every DPS. Bison Virtue. So with that, we want to bait those puddles out. If you get hit by them, it's a gravity or a weight and high damage. Then it's going to be an 8 attack. So, yeah. Bison Virtue is a split buster. Other tank must be now. Split buster between both tanks. Ideally, if one tank takes a side and the other tank obviously in front. And the DPS just kind of chilled out on the other side. Spirit Paradise is single target tank buster. Pure Light is going to be a frontal attack. We want to stay behind it. Ideally, thankfully, with the markers for positionals, or for where it's facing, you can see where the front is. Come on, moving like that. Make me not hit it. I am kind of actually getting worried about our damage here. I really wish they would make HP triggers on Eden Prime. Dimensional Shift! AoE is also going to change the arena. There's going to be orbs all around, and once it does that move, it's going to start, it basically reflects them out, and it's going to start showing a bunch of them. Also these AoEs. We want to actually make our way to Eden. I don't like to get behind it too soon, just because that can happen. You can see it's preparing Pure Light. Once I stop doing it, everyone needs to make sure they are behind Eden. And we're back in the middle. Oh my god. We're fine. We aren't high DPS. Thank god. Another dimensional shift. Once we finally just smash out this last 30%, I don't think we will. Fragor Maximus. Fragor Maximus is going to cause another arena change. Too soon of that. We want to get down to, I always do about the middle, right about here. because there's going to be 2 of these dropping, and it's going to bring ads. Ideally, one tank KG's 1. And they get kind of brought together just like so. You can AoE them if you want. I single target. They do have a frontal tonal, so you kind of still want to take them apart from each other, like facing away, but not facing into the group. And I'm ready to unleash Eternal Breath. FF8 fans, get ready. I mean, I'm already ready for the music. I mean, come on. Eternal Breath, Ethan is immediately going to go into a split tank buster. Oh god, that's really going to hurt both tanks. Okay, they split. I'm like, oh god, why are you standing together? Sorry, I've tanked this fight a lot of times, so, yeah. And, well, that's the main thing to really know. I didn't really explain Delta attack and just, you know, across, and, yeah. We are not going to LB3 out of this. Oops, too far forward. I have this issue, and even I tend to walk too far forward. It's going to be a major issue E4, actually. Oh, and by the way, to get to the arena's death. I forgot to mention that part, but yes, actually the arena is death. You have to watch out for that. That's Eden Tier 1. It seems that Thankful's prediction about there being some sort of guardian was right. Thankfully, it was nothing that you couldn't handle. And I'm glad to say that you haven't absorbed any light either. So far, so good. And now that the way is clear, the Ethernet shards can send us to the core and back whenever we need. Why don't we give them a try? Gosh, there's people! Once Orion has activated the device, it's my turn. I have to choose stuff here. The time hath come, Reen. Watch over me, Mampilia. Is this supposed to happen? Ethan is offering considerable resistance. Now when I'm so close. Ariane J! Mail unharmed, but what of Reen? No, you listen to me! Reen, be careful! One fell swoop. It worked. I'm in control now, I think. Although I'm now linked to Eden, I still need to figure out how to give it commands. Pray tell, what caused it to convulse so violently? It must have been when Eden rose into the air. I'm still struggling to stop it from drifting too far from the camp. Even now, thou art... Reen, what's going on? Above us! Something's coming this way! An enemy! But how's there's a... could it be a Sin Eater? I can't see them clearly, but... No! That's impossible! What is it? They're inside, too! Lots of them trying to reach the core. Uninvited guests, eh? If I'd known they were coming, I would have tidied the place up. Japes are a poor substitute for a viable stratagem. In that case, I suggest that you and I deal with the ones who are already inside. Alright, and Arya can welcome our airborne adversary. Reen, find out if Eden has any defenses we can make use of. Preferably ones that don't recognize us as the enemy. I'm not sure about that, but I can use the ether currents to send you wherever you need to go. That's my girl. Alright, everyone, we've got work to do. From what I can tell, Eden is able to form simple structures by redirecting ether, so I'll give you something to stand on. Whenever you're ready, head over for that portal over there. Eden's Gate Descent is now accessible. In the second I got out of the cutscene. Hooray! Oh my gosh, are we even doing a ready check? What is this nonsense? So anyway, welcome to Eden's Gate Descent. Hope you like time. Oh my god, they're even doing a countdown. Servants of the accursed light, this world is not yours to reclaim. So tank buster in this is not normal at all. Jim Boy Guillotine. Go ahead, avoid that nonsense. Stone spawn some Nixes. We do not want to be in their path, otherwise we will get an infirmity debuff. Here's tank. Tanks, please decide who's tanking. Please. Someone does Tinfoil Guillotine like that, into a circle, and they'll spawn in the cardinal directions from the boss. Okay, it'd be nice to think was straight here. Dark Fire 3. Oh, this is fun. Basic stuff, a stack. Unholy Darkness. Let's go ahead and stack up. Spell in waiting. It's too late to beg forgiveness. Your fate is sealed. So, it's going to put some timed Dark Fire 3s on half the group. I believe it always chooses one healer, one tank, 2 DPS for these. A spell in waiting. And we're going to have the delayed stack. So, main tank, please stay in position until this goes off. I complain because this is also a fight I main tank a lot, so my rotation is garbage. No. Alright, so let's do it. Run it back, right? Time Dark Fire 3. They're gonna have to stay in for quite a while. Wait. Dun dun dun! It's both at once. We are definitely skipping nonsense on this fight, by the way. So you do not stack the single targets with the stack. The 4 who are unmarked need to make sure they stay stacked. And Entropy General AoE. And we're gonna go into about phase 3 right here. So these puddles start happening when it's hit a certain amount of HP. You have to stand on them to make sure that they are covered. If they're all covered, then it's just a general thing. If one's uncovered, then you get a damage taken up debuff. Spell in waiting. So it's doing a stack. It's very important you remember the order of this. It's going to do a stack into a single target. The stack will go off first. You need to stay stacked. Yeah, Rennie, you need to stay stacked. Like, you just forgot your own advice. Look, I was trying to get this too. And now it's going to do a sweep, which, by the way, we're supposed to be introduced to alone without all the puddles happening. But that didn't happen. I think I'm already here. Another entropy. Yeah, so we're basically just shoved into like late Void Walker here, where you're just seeing everything at once. So this is a look away mechanic. You need to look away from the person in question. Otherwise you get petrified. There is a move, I don't think we're gonna see it, where it combines the petrification with Tinfoil Guillotine. And you have basically everyone has to gather up in the area, but you need to not look at that party member who is being targeted. No! My time. My own time. Don't drive away from me. I didn't expect the tank to go to that one. I expected to go to the nearer one. And that was Eden too. I'm not fully on any of those. I just got 3 commendations. What? Alright, fine. Where's my apartment? Or near my apartment? Oh yeah, thank goodness you're unharmed. We came as soon as we took care of our unwanted guests. They were a stubborn bunch and quite unlike anything I've ever seen in the first. No, I won't let you. Damn the lights. Damn you all. Who are you? What do you want? Why am I here? What is happening? She's alive, but there's something strange about her ether. She didn't seem too pleased with Rean taking control of Eden, which may be what caused her to appear out of the blue. Beyond that, it's anyone's guess. Tis plain she is not a senior, not even part as Valtteri was. Yet this knowledge does a little assuage my fears, for she is nonetheless possessed of a power most terrible. On the other hand, if she's feeling cooperative, she might be able to tell us more about Eden. I'll keep an eye on her until she wakes up. There's no telling what will happen when she does, but I'll make it clear that we mean her no harm. Well, no further harm, at the very least. Obviously, it's not a good idea to bring her inside Eden. It's likely that reaching the core was her aim from the outset, so I'll take her to the camp. Now that things have settled down, I should get back inside and try and strengthening my link to Eden. I have yet to discover the means by which the exterior was breached, though it would appear that the fiends that Thancred and I slew were of similar nature to those led by thine own adversary. Void's Hut, in other words. Thanks. Although I had my hands full trying to control Eden, I caught a glimpse of your battle. That power. I've never seen anything like it. What thou witnessed was the tearing of the very fabric of reality, the creation of a rift through which Void's Hut may enter. But pray tell, Rean, didst thou make any other observations? I can't sense any life at all in that girl or her servants. I can't really explain how, but she reminded me of Emma Silk. Though I think it unlikely that she is an Ascian, she may yet be thralled to Zodiark. Maybe we'll be able to find out more when she's woken up. In the meantime, I'll try to improve my control over Eden. It seems to be listening more than before, and so screaming at me like it was in the beginning. And that's not all. I made an exciting discovery. Find out next time. Next quest or something. Nar any drop to drink. I feel a lot more confident in my ability to control Eden now. Of course, that is only the beginning. And we shall accompany thee wheresoever this path may lead. But pray tell, what manner of discovery hast thou made? I understand how Eden's power works. And therefore the true nature of the flood of light? Yes, it affected the balance of all the ether in the empty, shifting it so far towards the umbral that it stopped flowing altogether. Power to tip the scales. And to tip them back again. That's what Eden does. It controls the balance of ether over a wide area, forcing it from one alignment to the other. Left alone, still poses a threat, but if I can harness its power, I think I could use it to breathe life back into the empty. Trouble is, I haven't the foggiest idea of where to start. If I go about this the wrong way, I'll do more harm than good. Thou needst not bear this burden alone, Rean, nor should thou. 'Tis no simple matter of awaking that which lies dormant. all things in nature are inextricably linked. The elements maintain a fragile harmony without which life cannot prosper. So what should we do? A solution hath begun to take shape in my mind, though it will require further discussion. For the time being, let's return to the camp. It would be remiss of us not to involve Thancred. My friends, I believe I have struck upon a method by which we may see this world restored. Urianger, before you go any further, allow me to make a potentially very long story slightly shorter. Plans to control Eden and realign the ether of the empty, right? In essence, yes. However, unleashing elemental energies haphazardly will not suffice. In addition, the empty is unfathomably vast. Were we only able to effect change over one small region at a time, it would take many lifetimes to complete even a fraction of our task. Instead, our energies would be better spent revitalizing each element in order that we might set in motion a more widespread transformation. One at a time. I hate to say this, but I don't think Eden will be able to draw this single element without affecting the others. For that very reason, we shall select a location in which the ambient ether we wish to restore is at its most potent. Even in a dormant state, certain elements will be more prevalent and therefore more easily manipulated. Then we rebalance the ether and return it to the land, whereupon it shall be borne on ethereal currents to the farthest reaches of the empty. Let's prevent that element from breaking free of Eden's hold and causing a disaster of some sort. It must needs be contained. The question is how. Arya, indulge me a moment if thou wouldst. Pray imagine a corporeal manifestation of each of the individual elements. What dost thou see in thy mind's eye? I gotta do it. Moogles? Mayhap thou art afeard to utter the fateful word, for to even speak the name primal is to invite misfortune, but there is a Moogle primal. Though invited we must, as the ether is drawn forth and realigned by Eden, we shall perform a summoning as Master Louisoix once did on the fields of Carteneau. As one who hath laid low countless primals, thy memories will shape the ether into a deiform entity, which must subsequently be dispersed in the traditional fashion. So defeat it, in other words. Is that even possible? Everyone's looking at me. I break my fast on primals. Lest thou forget, 'twill be no more than an approximation of a foe thou hast previously bested. I have every confidence in thine abilities, Arya. As do I, though it might help to have some idea of what you will be up against. How do you decide which element to tackle first? I propose water, the source of all life. As for the location, an area to the west of Norvron was once home to the world's deepest ocean. Lost the flow of light, reduced it to a yawning chasm. Water. Yes, that seems like a good choice. I'll see if Eden can take us where we need to go. I shall prepare for the summoning. Thancred, wouldst thou keep watch over our enigmatic antagonist? She may have vital information to impart. In the event that she becomes agitated, thou mayest have need to restrain her. Someone's got to do it, I suppose. I'll be praying for your success while I wait here twiddling my thumbs. Still, I must say I don't envy you being caught up in yet another of Urianger's madcap schemes. Though, come to think of it, the creature you must fight is born from your own memories and imagination. Why don't you try thinking of something a bit tamer than the primals you fought in the past? Perhaps that's not how it works. Anyway, best of luck. Raiden seems to be responding well to my instructions, so we should reach our destination in no time at all. Alright, this is the place. I'll see if I can draw out the water aspect of the ether. The rest is up to you, Arya. Memories of Leviathan. Flooding fat. Eden's Gate Inundation is now accessible. I remember when Leviathan had 2 heads. Oh hey, a countdown. Never mind, not a countdown because gotta go. So again, we're likely gonna miss some stuff because, well, damage output. Anyway, so Tank Buster is going to be Rip Current. It is a line attack, so do not stand by the tanks whenever you see that little red marker over their head. Generally, I should be able to use Shoulder Tackle for damage, I believe. Temporary Current is going to take up about 95% of the arena. What I like to do after the first Rip Current is get into place and go towards the other side that, the side you get it from. So Drenching Pulse is going to put an AoE on every single person, along with an AoE under every single person wherever they were standing at the time. After this, it's going to go into the other side of Temporary Current. That's why I said I like to get to the other side. Especially as a front melee type person. Tidal Wave is going to put a splash up on one side of the arena. See over here, so it's in range. It's going to do a knockback, similar to how Shinryu did it. And then the 2 heads, you're going to see a little light from each one, and they're going to take out part of the ground. Once it does this little thing underneath, it's going to put a stack on one of the healers at random. And your general AoE. And then, Temporary Current once more, except this time, of course, there's less of a safe spot. Alright, and well, that's the main basics. Tsunami is going to be big, grade-wide AoE. Which is going to put buffs, or sort of buff on every single party member. One tank is going to get a knockback, one DPS is going to get a knockback, one healer is going to get a stack, one person is going to get a donut. Looks like it's me, actually. People who got the first 2 can just stay in with whoever got the donut as long as they know not to move. And yeah, there you have it. Have a roar. Are we gonna get there? Yes, we are. No! I just brotherhooded! No! Alright, so the Leviathan's gonna jump away. It's not from a portal. These portals are going to open up. You don't want to stand in and start drowning. You get the drowning effect, which is going to do a debuff. And I should have been money. Now, I guess. Come on, Twin Snakes, though! the other formation. Or you're not. So the other formation that he can do is he will get rid of the middle platform and just stuck on the very edges, and he'll still do like temporary current and all that. It's a lot more annoying. You still have, it also has like person AoEs and yada yada yada. For dealing with that, I like to use arm's length for it so that I don't get knocked back. Like find the tidal wave, hit arm's length, you stay on that side. So most people do get knocked back, and that way you tend to have an emptier side. That was incredible. Is that what a primal looks like? Oh, not quite the same then, but why is that? The Leviathan of the source was summoned by the Sahagan, to whom he was no less than a god. Without their faith, the deiform entity that we brought into existence differed on a fundamental level, though it was no less formidable. The manifestation relied upon Arya's experiences with Leviathan and may have been influenced by recollections of other aspects of beings, leading to further discrepancies. Memories brought to life. But I still can't tell if our plan actually worked. We'll just have to wait and see, I guess. How goes it? If you finish slaying your primal or whatever it is, as soon as you get back here in the double, there's something you ought to see. What could that be? Evidently, our only recourse is to return to our base of operations forthwith. Selected. Arya, look. By the 12's good grace, 'tis a marvel to behold. I never thought a whole lake would suddenly appear like this. We're just getting started. I only hope the burden is not too much for you, Arya. Super seismic. I think this proves that the water aspect of ether is no longer lying dormant. So which element should we realign next, Urianger? I propose Earth. Should we succeed in returning the soil's life-giving energy, the empty shall become capable of supporting the growth of flora. Imagine that. Forest in the empty. Before we begin, I'd like to know how that girl is doing. Still sound asleep. She didn't so much as stir even when I took her helmet off. I thought it might be getting a bit stuffy in there, and I was curious to know what sort of person we're dealing with. She seems surprisingly normal, not at all like your usual Floydson. I'd say she's around the same age as you, Reen, perhaps a little older. Well, whoever she is, we should let her rest while we concentrate on the task at hand. As much as I'd love to go with you, I'd best stay here in case she wakes up and is feeling less than cooperative. And while I wait here, wishing I had something to read, my thoughts will be with you as you fly off to face the next opponent. It must be a strange feeling to bring something into existence through your own willpower, only to slay them immediately after. Almost feel sorry for the poor things. All the same, I wish you luck. If all goes well, he won't be waiting for long. The sooner we get this over with, the sooner we can see the results. Now, before we embark on our journey, there is one question I feel I should ask. Where are we going? I would suggest a certain region that lies east of Norvrant, which was once home to the great Mount Atlas. For the Earth aspect of the primal we wish to evoke, who could heal more fitting choice than Titan? I don't think I've ever heard of that one. What's it like? The landslides. The landslides. It seems you had a rather traumatic experience. But for our last battles, anything to go by, this will be different from that Titan that Arya remembers, yes? It would be wise to consider the two as entirely separate beings. As such, thou must needs conceive new stratagems if thou art to triumph in the battle to come. Past experience will avail thee not, I fear. The landslides. Alright, Arya, once you're ready, we'll be on our way. The landslides. I'm still traumatized. Took a while, but we finally arrived. Ready, Arya? No! Memories of Titan come tumbling back. Eden's Gate Sepulchre is now accessible. It's not as bad as it used to be, but the landslides. Gosh, a countdown. Okay, to be fair, there's a tank we just had in Leviathan, but still. Anyways, welcome to Titan. I have bad memories in terms of getting smacked by a tank buster as a monk in this, so I might be a little bit fight. Anyways, Evil Earth is gonna make a spreading AoE. Tank would normally just like step back a little bit and then step forward. DPS and mages, the little slot is opened up. And Stone Crusher, I am staying way back here. Thank you very much. That is a AoE tank buster. Personal AoE tank buster, so yeah. Anyways, proximities. Alright, tank can open it back more, thank you. So hopefully the tank like moves this early. No, it's not. Alright, so it's gonna start preparing seismic wave, and I'm gonna have to knock them on. So you can actually just bring Titan right up to that rock there that you had to hide behind, and that lets the melee still hit. Arm's length here, so you don't get knocked back. So maybe we shouldn't have mentioned Landslides. This time with vigor. So we actually will stand on the same lane as Titan, not on the side lane. And then you go to the side. Turn this a bit more. Oh god, that's really close. Ah! I'm still traumatized by being paint bustered, okay? It's been 2 years. Anyways, bomb time! So Titan's gonna put down 4 bombs, and the tether one is gonna become larger, it's gonna blow up those and make it have a larger explosion, and you don't want to be in the middle. There's like 2 safe spots on that, I believe. Oh, I should have. Now we go on the side. So remember when Titan was a car? Yeah. So it's gonna rush across just like so, and yeah, you have to move with it basically. Frozen Fury is gonna be his ultimate really. It's gonna put a debuff on every party member. It's gonna do that. I guess if you only take damage, there's no someone had nocturnal launch and they can take damage. Ah! Don't crush her! Away! Anyways, bomb holders, it's gonna be the lines like Titan actually does, and one is still gonna get thickened. So ideally we go to the last one to appear. And then we move with it. It's gonna do this way to land again. Of the land, general AoE. Well, we've seen the main things it's trying to do. The thing we probably aren't going to see is how both of those go when he gets in Tizzy mode, because... So now, Crumbling Down is going to be combined with the growing AoE. I think I'm behind. I'm good. I'm fine. Stone Crusher! Save me! I think we're gonna see one barely. Geocrush. Oh, it's not the power one. So the other one's a little bit more interesting. That is the power. Alright, so the other one, the one we got absolutely owned by that first time, what he would do is to make T, basically T AoEs. T-shaped ones. You can actually be anywhere along this line, by the way. And then after he finished is going zoom, 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 vroom, he will do magnitude 8, which is a inwards AoE, and yeah, so that one is T's, and then he does like one side and then the other. And then does that like 3 times, I believe? 2 or 3 times? You have too much damage now to actually see both of them in the same fight anyway. It's random which one he goes into, so just keep that in mind. Eden's Gate complete. And yes, this does drop a minion. Let's see if I can get it. I did not get it. Welcome back, you must be exhausted. For a creature made of rock, he was a lot more agile than I was expecting. Wonder, was the tiny referral a tough opponent too? Yes, if I put one foot wrong, I would have fallen to my doom. So all it would have taken is a momentary lapse of concentration? I don't like the sound of that. But more importantly, you defeated another elemental being, which means we're a step closer to reclaiming the empty. Can't wait to see how much of a difference we've made this time. Okay, we're not trying to use this notepad this time. We're using the mouse. Did we really do all of this? It would appear that balance has returned to the element of Earth, and yet the transformation hath affected only the immediate vicinity, whereas the lands beyond this lake remain doth unchanged. 'Tis passing strange indeed. Did we do something wrong? Though this fall is short of the outcome I had envisioned, his plan our efforts were not in vain. Mayhap this localized phenomenon is a result of an intersection of ethereal currents. Therefore, it is reasonable to assume that the similar locations in Empty have undergone comparable alterations. And then the ether will spread out from these points to cover the rest of... Reen! The next piece of the puzzle. It's nothing. That didn't look like nothing to me. You better lie down for a while. No, really, I'm fine. Anyway, we've still got work to do. No, nay, Thancred has the right of it. 'Twould be unwise to exert thyself overmuch. Appreciate your concern, but I do wish you'd stop fussing. Reen, thou knowest not the strain thou dost place on thyself. Though the elements of water and earth have been restored, continued exposure to the empty, stagnant ether may yet sap thee of thy remaining strength. Now you mention it, I've been feeling a bit out of sorts ever since we got here. Should probably get away from the empty and rest for a while. Pray do so. Meanwhile, I shall remain here. The restoration of the first two elements hath produced unexpected results, and it requires time to analyze our findings. However, I must ask thee to refrain from discussing our work in the empty, even with our closest comrades. Why? I thought they'd welcome the news. And indeed they shall, once we have more to show for our efforts. Nevertheless, this mission is one of surpassing danger. I am loath to place our dearest friends at risk unless absolutely necessary. You have their best interests at heart, I'm sure. But to be perfectly honest, I prefer not to keep secrets from people I trust with my life. I don't want to make a habit of this, but I'll ask. Do as you ask. It seems to me that Reen isn't the only one who would benefit from a change of scenery. Sleeping Beauty would likely fare better in more hospitable surroundings. We'll need to have our associates from the Crystarium organize a safe place for her to stay. If you and Arya could go on ahead and have a word with them in Mortsuk, we'll catch up with you once Urianger has finished whatever it is he needs to do. Perhaps thou too shouldst accompany her on the return journey. I dare say she would be glad of thy presence. No, not this time. She's come such a long way since we first met. I worry that relying on me too much will only hold her back. We won't be staying in the First forever. The time will come for Reen and I to part ways, and for her to follow her own path. I know you understand this too, Urianger. I see you trying to pass on as much of your knowledge as possible, but you still can't. To her credit, she's actually taking most of it in. Reen is possessed of a natural affinity for etherology. Only Sab, who shall remain unnamed. A natural affinity for staying awake during your lectures, more like. Though, come to think of it, she doesn't really take after me at all. However, like thee, she is predisposed to brooding in silence in lieu of voicing her concerns. Says the master of keeping his cards close to his chest. Anyway, alright, you best take the sky slipper with Reen. It's true that she's been through a lot lately, but so have you. We'll need you ready for the challenges that lie ahead, so go on and get some rest. We shall await news of thy safe arrival in Almerain. Seemed like you were all having quite a serious discussion. I hope I haven't given you any cause for concern. Well, if you say so, I probably shouldn't stand the empty any longer than necessary, though. So do you want to take first shift piloting, or shall I? What might even, like, oh, the map. Phew, I'm glad I had you there to keep me company. I have no idea how we would pass the time otherwise. Now that we're here, I need to find our contact from the Crystarium. Before that, I was hoping I could have a word with you. Something's been on my mind. This might not be the best place for it, though. Those creatures over there look a bit hungry. When I first spoke to Thancred and Urianger about what I'd sensed in the empty, part of me wished we could have just left it alone, because I was scared of what we'd find. But now that we found Eden, I know that I made the right choice. And if I'd given in to my fear, I probably would have spent the rest of my life wondering what might have been. From now on, whenever I hear that voice inside telling me to run away, to hide, I won't listen. That's not who I am anymore. Even so, all the courage in the world is not going to help me decide what we should do with that girl when she wakes up. Do you remember what she said right before she passed out? Why am I here? What is happening? What if she's being controlled and forced to act against her will? Whatever the case, it's clear that she's not a monster. She's a person like you or me. Obviously, she knows something about Eden, and we need all the information we can get. But more than that, I just want to talk to her, find out who she is, and if there's anything we can do for her to help her. On the other hand, we mustn't forget she's already attacked us once. What's to say she won't try it again when she wakes up? She keeps us from reclaiming the empty. It will be all my fault. It's no good. I can't make up my mind. What do you think we should do, Arya? Even Emma Selk has reasons. We should at least hear her out. I see what you mean. Perhaps if we had been able to come to an understanding, things wouldn't have ended the way they did. I hope she's nothing like MXO, but we won't know until we speak to her. Until then, I'll try to concentrate on the here and now. Speaking of which, I still need to see to Urianger's errands. People were on their way to meet lend us the Sky Slipper and most of the apparatus we've been using. And since we've been sworn to secrecy, I assume the same applies to them and their colleagues. Anyway, once that's over with, we can find a place to relax. Now that we're here, allow me to introduce you to two members of our inner circle, or whatever you want to call it. That's Google, who's interested in trading for any relics we find in the empty. Apparently, he mostly deals in exotic weapons and whatnot. He's agreed to keep us supplied with whatever else we can't get from the Crystarium. Now, the woods and cave at the beach should be around here somewhere. Ah, Reen, what a relief it is to see you return unharmed from your expedition. Sorry I've kept you waiting. We were gone a bit longer than we expected. Arya, I'd like to meet Luri. It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance. As a representative of the Settlement Council, I am here to oversee the delivery of equipment deemed necessary to your mission. I'll be on hand to provide any assistance you may require. Actually, there's something we'd like you to take care of. It's probably best not to talk about in the middle of the market, though. I'll take it from here, Arya. You should get some rest. But before you go, I'd like to thank you for everything you've done. We still have a long road ahead of us, but if we give it our all, there's nothing we can't handle. I see. Though it is mere supposition, it would behoove us to proceed with caution. Moreover, I would refrain from discussing the matter with Reen and Arya until we know more. Well, I appreciate you telling me, even it is too soon to be sure. I'm the one watching over her, after all. The Oracle of Darkness. I pray it is not true. Alright, what do we got? Luri. Greetings, Arya. How may I be of service? Let's talk about the first report. Information regarding the work being carried out in the empty is treated with utmost secrecy. To avoid it falling into the wrong hands, we limited the keeping of records and such to the bare minimum. Having said that, it does become rather difficult to keep track of the supplies that we deliver, so I've asked Reen to provide reports on your activities. This report will cover the time from your arrival in the empty to your battle with Titan. Though, truth be told, I cannot help feeling that this was rather a large burden to place on Reen. Not she has enough on her plate as it is. Luri, I did what you asked. Arya, just the person I was hoping to see. Oh, is that so? Well, before we go any further, please allow me to take receipt of the report. And I hope you do not think it impertinent of me to ask, but what business might you have with Arya? Actually, I brought something to show you. Thancred and Urianger brought this back from Eden's core. If you look closely, you can see images of your battles in the empty. Urianger seems to think they are Eden's memories captured in crystal form. Would you like to see? As you gaze into the crystal, visions of previous struggles race through your mind with an intensity that far exceeds anything you have experienced. What's wrong? Different from how you remember it? How odd. What could cause Eden's memories to become so distorted? Well, we've been extracting and relaying enormous amounts of ether. Maybe that affected the crystal in some way? Even so, I expect that we can find a use for this extraordinary artifact. I think I have an idea. Although it shows images of things that never actually happened, studying it may help us prepare for the challenges we'll face in the future. Speaking of studying, Urianger has given me a few tomes to read through before our next expedition. Let's get back to it, but I'll be seeing you again soon. Eden's Gate Savage is now accessible. I haven't even touched Omega 9 through 12, okay? I have definitely not touched Eden Savage. But on that note... It's being weird. So I'm doing that with my hunts too. Or I just won't drop things I've done off the list. On that note, thank you for watching. In the next part, we will do the final role quest, I guess. So, yeah. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, consider liking, commenting, and or subscribing. If you really enjoyed it, consider supporting the channel. All support really helps you keep being content like this and more. You can find the links for that in the description, along with links to me on social media. So thank you again for watching, and until next time, this is rinimt signing out. Bye!